Hi fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose report. Let me get on my seat here before I fall off. Alright, Kevin Nash wrote on his Twitter account today regarding last night's, Monday night's Wolfpack reunion. He said, very proud of Scott. He said, last night will be etched in my mind forever. Wolfpack is back. And Scott was kind of afraid to put his tights back on again because he just wasn't in really good shape. Scott, don't worry about it. Did you happen to see Tomko later? Whew. I don't know what happened to him, but somebody's missing a spare tire off of their car, I think. Former WWE referee Scott Armstrong made his first indie appearance since his WWE released in the match this past weekend for WIW in Panama City, Florida. The entire Armstrong family was there except for Brad. Brian James, also known as Road Dogg, BG James or whatever, wrestled a match as well. And you can see it on Lords of Pain if you want. By the way, I give you a bunch of wrestling crap on here, pretty much every day. If you want to see something really good, RJ Reynolds, my buddy of mine, he's got a website called WrestleCrap.com. And you ought to check it out. He's got some weird stuff on there. Tell him I sent you. And if you don't go to his website, tell him I didn't send you. I want to keep it straight. Chris Jericho might be one of the more entertaining components of WWE NXT, and his rookie Wade Barrett might be one of the performers to watch. But according to Y2J, he didn't technically ask for to be a part of the show. He said, I really wasn't given a choice in performing, Jericho says in an interview with ESPN. He said, I was basically told I was going to be on the show, and that was it. Jericho nonetheless feels it's a good concept with some bugs that need to be worked out. One of the major bugs, in my opinion, is ratings. Put Heenan and Monsoon back on there. Let them do some old shows from ages ago, from primetime wrestling. It was great. And don't edit anything out. Just let somebody start bleeding, let them bleed. He further notes, he says, like my protege, Wade Barrett, he says, I think he's got a great presence and a great character. I also think that Daniel Bryant, obviously, is an extraordinary performer as well. The two guys stand out to me right off the bat. And again, in my opinion, with NXT, they should, like down in FCW, down in Florida Championship Wrestling, they're trying to get into wrestling. They got a persona, they got an attitude, they got whatever they got going for. When you get into WWE, a lot of times, even in the Florida Championship Wrestling, they start molding you some other way that they want you to be. If you're going to be in NXT, I think they should leave the wrestler the way he was wanting to do, the persona he wanted to be in, let him do it, and if it works, great. He can give himself a thumbs up. If it don't work, it's his own fault, not the creative team. Leave the creative team out of it. If he's got a good persona or coming over a certain way, let the creative team take off and work it an angle. But what the hell do I know, right? John Morrison, I do know, is going to be appearing Saturday Market at let's see, April 24th, Middletown, PA, 1 till 3 o'clock. WWE still isn't advertising who's going to be inducting Antonio Inoki in the Hall of Fame this weekend. But reportedly, back a while back, I said it was going to be Stan Hansen, and maybe they just haven't signed a deal with him yet, but we'll find out. Most of the WWE talent and crew arrived yesterday in Phoenix, Arizona for WrestleMania festivities this week. By the way, are you getting it? Let me know down below in the comments. A number of WWE stars have been hanging out at Baby's Steak and Lemonade in in Glendale, Arizona. The restaurant's owned by Armando Estrada. Gold Dolph Ziggler is going to be appearing there, I think today about 4 o'clock. Which they're probably there right now while I'm doing this. Actor Wayne Brady wrote the following on his Twitter account this afternoon regarding an upcoming gig with WWE Raw guest hosting. Found out I'm going to be hosting WWE Raw in May. Hell yeah, he said, I'm a big fan, so working on my signature moves right now in my state. of art training. Is state-of-the-art training, by the way. Don't know what that means. And I can't tell you where it is, but it's going to be posting shots of me getting ready right here. I guess on his Twitter, I guess. Oh, singing my own theme song, please. Not in the balls is the name of the song. They'll tell Big Show that. Well, that's usually how they bring him down. Well, not anymore. Hell, they'll be banning that probably next to WWE. As noted earlier, WWE rookies will be evaluated by the pros on next Tuesday's night show. The show is kind of based on criteria of wins and losses, strengths of the opponents, ethics, and the it factor. Now, as far as wins and losses, here we go. Daniel Bryan, 0 wins, 5 losses. Darren Young, 3 wins, 1 loss. Tonga, 3 wins, 1 loss. Slater, 4 wins, 0 losses. Gabriel, 3 wins, 1 loss. Tarver, 0 wins, 3 losses. Sheffield, 0 wins, 3 losses. Wade Barrett, 2 wins, 2 losses. The following matches were taped Tuesday night for Impact next week. So next week's show we'll be seeing Tara taking on Daphne, First Blood match. Team 3D taking on Motor City Machine Guns, which has got to be, I don't know what kind of match that's going to be. Shannon Moore and Taz taking on Doug Williams, Brian Kendricks, AJ Styles versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal taking on Beer Money, Desmond Wolfe taking on the Pope. And we got a steel cage match with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman taking on Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, and Eric Young. In my opinion, they threw Eric Young into that tag team because that's who's going to get beat. Get pinned. Don't want to pin those other guys yet. Christian versus The Miz, Jack Swagger and Carlito versus MVP, and Mark Henry, Maurice and Michelle McCool, and Layla versus Eve, Mickie James, and Kelly Kelly, as well as Sheamus, Chris Jericho, and CM Punk versus Triple H. Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston is advertised for the WWE Super Show May 22nd in Cincinnati, Ohio. That'd be worth a drive. Bill Goldberg will be inducted to the National Jewish Sports Hall of Fame April 18th in New York. Goldberg will be inducted for his career as a pro football player, not a wrestler. Kofi Kingston versus The Miz for the U.S. title is going to be advertised for several Raw shows, I guess, coming up after WrestleMania. Security guards, the security crew that was with Batista on Raw this past week was from All Pro Wrestling talent. Was Dave Dutra, Dylan Drake, Paul Asadora, Adam Thornstowe, Timothy Thatcher, and Derek Sanders. Wonder why all them people don't have a catchy name yet. TNA President Dixie Carter wrote the following on her Twitter account, said the week of 3/14 TNA Impact had the highest rating ever on Bravo, in the UK, beating WWE and SmackDown. Apparently, TNA's in the wrong country. Wrong continent, anyway. Homicide made his return to TV January 4th Impact this past Monday show, and he came out during the injury angle, shot with Hernandez. Homicide checked on his former tag team partner after Matt Morgan laid out Hernandez. There's been talk in TNA of doing a stable similar to the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair does every time he can get 3 other people together. A number of talent in the locker room are said to be interested in joining the stable, which I don't doubt. TNA cannot use the Four Horsemen name, though, because WWE owns the rights to it. Kurt Angle will face Mr. Anderson in a ladder match on the April 5th Impact. Well, we got about 30 seconds. I better just leave it alone. I don't see anything. Oh, last night's go-home edition of Raw did a 3.24. TNA Impact did a looked like a 0.86. It rounds up to about a 0.9. Still not too good, but maybe getting there. I gotta go.